Hi guys, JT here with every Hubble Monthly. The question is, what are the games like? Well, here's a bit of information of each game in this month's Hubble Monthly to help you decide if it is for you. If you want to know more about game bundles, feel free to like this video and subscribe to the channel. It really helps the channel out. Anyway, let's get into this. And number 1, the featured game of this month, Warhammer 40k Chaos Gate Daemonhunters, a turn-based tactics game based around the Warhammer 40k universe. You take on the role of a Grey Knight, a powerful warrior who must fight against the forces of chaos. Your objective is to stop the demonic bloom that has been unleashed by the chaos god Nurgle. To achieve victory, you must carefully plan and execute your moves within the game's turn-based tactics system. As you engage in epic battles against the forces of chaos, the isometric battles create a sense of intensity and drama. One of the unique features of Chaos Gate Daemonhunters is the game's progression system, which prevents manual save reloading. This forces you to embrace the consequences of your action, adding an element of tension and risk to every battle. When you complete a mission, the bloom on that planet will be halted for a time, but be aware that lighting a planet faster will make subsequent missions more challenging. As you progress through the game, you must choose where to deploy your efforts and prioritize your battles to achieve success. The game encourages you to not only attack enemies head-on with your tough knights, but also to get up close and personal with your misshapen quarry. The combat system puts as much weight on devastating melee attacks as it does on ranged pot shots from afar. The Grey Knights are a resilient force, recovering in another 3 turns with half their original HP intact if they fall in battle. Each Grey Knight has their own level of resilience, which dictates how many critical wounds they can sustain before it's too late. Even if you're not familiar with the Warhammer's lore, Chaos Gate Daemonhunters is a compelling game. It has gameplay reminiscent of XCOM, but with a unique twist. The foes in the game are challenging, and Chaos Gate Daemonhunters leans hard on the first word of its subtitle, Chaos. With missions spread out across all your doomed star system, you cannot be everywhere at once, and planets will inevitably start slipping through the cracks. The game requires you to embrace the consequences of your action and roll with it, making it a thrilling strategy epic that is not for the faint of heart. And number 2 we have Spiritfarer, a cozy management game about dying. You play as Stella, an upbeat ferry master whose role is to find and help wandering spirits pass on into the afterlife. After inviting the spirits to stay on your boat, you take care of them and make sure they live comfortably on your vessel. Then, when they decide they're ready to move on, you take them to a huge ominous portal called the Everdoor and see their journey through to the end. You must craft a personal space for each character, prepare their preferred foods, and keep them happy with plenty of hugs. Throughout the game, you'll need to complete little tasks at all of the boat's different stations: cooking, crafting, farming, weaving, smelting, and so on. These daily chores are the foundation of life sims, where the repetition of scavenging, harvesting, and crafting becomes a comfortable cycle. Your actions are purely out of compassion and selflessness, and the exchange is focused on your relationship with the characters instead of the monetary gain. Through these daily tasks, you get to know the characters closely in a short amount of time. The backstories of these characters are not the usual fluff you might see in community sims like Animal Crossing or Stardew Valley. They hit harder because these characters are dead. They reminisce on their old lives, the families they left behind, good times, bad times, and of course, their own deaths. In this way, they are more than just boat passengers. They're friends, teachers, guides, and confidants. Each character has their own unique reasons for deciding to eventually leave the boat. Some of them have finally been able to let go of their past, have accepted what's happened to them, have forgiven a person from their old life. Some of them don't even have a reason at all. When each character leaves, you may find yourself thinking of them often. This game is a refreshing take on the genre, with its focus on compassion and selflessness, fitting perfectly into the game's themes, without the expense of frustrating the player. And number 3 we have Bendy in a Dark Revival, a survival horror game. Bendy in a Dark Revival takes you on a journey back to the treacherous ink-filled world of Bendy. As you play the game, you'll be introduced to Audrey, a character who finds herself working late on a new scene for the Bendy cartoon. Along the way, you'll encounter puzzles, strange creatures, and boss fights that you'll need to overcome to help Audrey fight her way out of the ink-filled world. You'll need to find items to put them in their proper place, and use the Jet Pipe, a weapon that doubles as a multi-purpose tool, to make your way through the game. The puzzles you'll face are mostly survival-based, such as figuring out the right code for a door. You'll face enemies of all kinds, from small ink guys to humanoid ink creatures, with bigger enemies being more challenging to murder. However, you'll gain powers along the way that will help you, such as the ability to banish enemies by sneaking up on them. The game's audio and visuals are noteworthy, with well-done sound effects and voice work for each character. The art style is unique and contributes to the game's popularity, with an overworld take on the 50s cartoon art style and a massive use of ink from an artist's pen to give and take away life. While the game is linear and lacks replayability, there are hidden areas and secrets to explore. One drawback is that there is no introduction to the reviving ink fountains. and holding food items that restore health would have been a useful feature. Overall, Bendy and the Dark Revival is a game that you, as a fan of the first game, will enjoy, and even new players can jump into the story without feeling lost. And number 4, we have Operation Tango, a unique cooperative multiplayer game that offers an exhilarating spy fiction experience like no other. Operation Tango successfully allows both players to feel like master spies by taking on the roles of an agent and a hacker. In this game, you are the agent, and your partner is the hacker, supporting you from behind the scenes. Traditionally, spy films depict a lone secret agent with a hacker assisting remotely. Operation Tango captures this dynamic, but with a twist. The agent's objective is not to engage in combat, nor take down enemies, but to navigate through missions by deciphering security systems. Each security system presents a self-contained puzzle, requiring the collaboration of both players. The agent relies on the hacker's viewpoint and guidance to progress, while the hacker's interactions and perspectives adapt to each puzzle. Communication is key in Operation Tango, as the game can only be played in co-op mode and requires voice communication. The game intentionally keeps the players' screens apart, ensuring that each security puzzle is unique to their perspective. Players must share vital information and coordinate their actions to overcome obstacles. Whether it's entering codes or manipulating control panels, the duo must work together amidst the chaos. The game's puzzles remain engaging throughout its 4-hour playtime, introducing new challenges and twists to keep players on their toes. Success is rewarding, and failure is more comical than frustrating. Operation Tango achieves a balance between thrilling gameplay and humorous moments, fostering a dynamic and enjoyable cooperative experience. This game not only excels at delivering a fulfilling experience for both the agent and hacker roles, but also challenges preconceived notions of what a spy co-op game should be. While it deviates from traditional stealth gameplay, it immerses players in the world of secret agents, making them feel like a part of a super cool dynamic duo. By the end of the game, you and your co-op partner will undoubtedly embrace your inner secret agents, even if you resemble more of a Johnny English than a James Bond. And number 5 we have Windjammers 2, a disc-throwing sports game. The game is a sequel to the original Windjammers, which was a 90s sports game about 2 players competing in frisbee battles. The aesthetics of Windjammers 2 capture the feel-good vibe of the 90s with bold colors and a hand-drawn look. The game features special abilities, various ways to curve throws, and build up speed with ricochets or counters. Matches are straightforward, and points are awarded to the first player who hits their opponent's back wall or makes them fail to catch the disc. The game requires fast reaction times and has a steep learning curve, but it becomes absorbing once you master it. The game offers 3 modes: online play, offline play with friends or the AI, and arcade mode. Arcade mode is the closest thing it gets to the single-player campaign, chaining together matches and interspersing them with minigames for a change of pace. The game has several superstars with varying levels of power and speed, and unique special moves that can only be learned through matches. The only tutorial available is a slideshow of text and screenshots in the main menu, which only runs through the fundamentals of which button to press. Windjammers 2 is a fun and fast-paced game that requires quick reflexes and deducing your opponent's next move. Although it lacks a single player mode, the game's arcade mode and online play are enjoyable. And number 6 we have Builder Simulator, a game that allows you to fulfill your dream of constructing your own house from scratch. This game is perfect for anyone who loves building, designing, and illustration. In Builder Simulator, you can design your house on a drawing board and build it brick by brick from the foundation to the roof. The game offers a tutorial to guide you through the process of constructing your house, which is great for beginners. However, if you want a challenge, you can try the hard mode, where you won't get any help and must rely on your building skills. Builder Simulator offers a fun and exciting experience for players. You can insert windows, doors, and build and erect walls. Once you have completed your house, you can polish its exterior by painting walls, finishing the elevation, or by doing the floor. However, you may find the game's controls to be clunky and difficult to use. The game's graphics were also criticized for being subpar, with some stating that they expected better from a game released in 2022. Overall, Builder Simulator is a fantastic game for anyone who enjoys building and designing. The game's easy mode is great for beginners, and the hard mode offers a challenge for experienced builders. The ability to design your house and polish its exterior adds an extra layer of excitement to the game. Even with its clunky controls and subpar graphics, if you want to experience what it's like to build a building, this game may be worth checking out. And number 7 we have Behind the Frame, The Finest Scenery, a beautifully crafted, narrative-driven puzzle game. The game revolves around a young aspiring artist who is trying to complete her masterpiece for a gallery submission. The story is presented in a charming way, with hand-drawn illustrations and an original score that complements the game's relaxing atmosphere. The gameplay consists of solving puzzles related to a painting, including color matching, shape recognition, and perspective drawing. The puzzles are integrated into the story, and each completed task progresses the story further, allowing the player to learn more about the artist and her passion for art. The game's biggest strength lies in its narrative, which is excellently written and engaging. The characters are well developed, and the relationships between them are heartwarming. The pacing of the story is perfect, and the game manages to keep players invested in the narrative until the very end. Behind the Frame, The Finest Scenery is a game that manages to create a sense of serenity and calmness while keeping the players engaged in the narrative. The puzzles are challenging but not frustrating, and the game's overall design is both aesthetically pleasing and well executed. If you're a fan of narrative-driven puzzle games, Behind the Frame, The Finest Scenery is definitely worth playing. And number 8 we have The Invisible Hand, a game that simulates the world of finance and stock trading. You start off as a paid intern at Various, a financial company in a world recovering from a market crash. You compete with another candidate for an analyst position, and whoever meets the financial goals first wins the job. You gain a competitive edge. You use insider information from Geist, a shady program that gives you access to confidential data. The game allows you to buy and sell stocks based on your own decisions, meeting daily goals and trying to beat your competition to keep your job. The game has a great educational potential, allowing players to learn about market trends, social media trends, and political and economic plots that can affect stock prices. The storyline builds alongside your portfolio, creating an immersive experience that can be stressful and exciting at the same time. The game also includes a clever feature that allows you to speed up or slow down time by drinking coffee or tea. However, the game suffers from scope creep and lack of polish. The forced fraternizing, buying real estate, cars, and furniture feels incomplete, unimportant, and unnecessary. The game overwhelms players with the sheer amount of things they are allowed to do, which detracts from the main mechanic of stock trading. Despite its drawbacks, The Invisible Hand is an engrossing and fun game for those interested in the world of finance and stock trading. It offers an opportunity to experience the thrill of making gains while investing in highly unethical things with real consequences. The game eases you in gently on all difficulties, and basic instruction will get you very far for the first little bit. If you've been waiting for a stock market simulator, The Invisible Hand is absolutely it. This month's Humble Monthly is pretty good with a mix of different genres of games. There are 3 overwhelmingly positive games in it, and quite a few casual games in the mix that are also quite good. It's not the best month, but there's plenty of fun to be had in this bundle. Anyway, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.